What do you see as the future of outdoor living design?
I'll keep it simple, intentional, holistic, and personal.
I've been covering luxury outdoor and indoor living for a long time. I won't say how long because then it dates me, but a long time. And so I'm excited to have you here. And we do have a great panel of experts in the outdoor living design space. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves briefly, and I'll start with Masha.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Masha Carter. I'm a president and co-founder of Casa Design Studio. We design and build swimming pools and outdoor living, and we are based in Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm Daniel Keeley. I'm founder and principal at DK Design. We're based in Northwest Arkansas and also recently Nashville, but we work all over the country. And we design and install outdoor living spaces and fine gardens.
Hello, I'm Erica Canales. I work with Tucci. I oversee our residential side of the business. Tucci is a manufacturer we started out in shade, but now we're doing all things outdoor, whether it's shade, pergolas, as well as furniture.
Hi, my name is Brian Hughes. I have two businesses in the outdoor living space. My core business is called Brian Hughes Design. We design and build high concept, fully integrated outdoor living spaces. We cater to the high-end luxury market. I do 20-25 projects a year, and we've been doing this for over 20 years now. Recently launched a new business called Solana Outdoor Living, which is a product business. We sell and distribute outdoor living products. We do this both to commercial and residential, directly through a retail and a B2B channel. We just opened our first showroom in Tampa, Florida. If anybody's in Tampa and you want to come see our new showroom, please come by.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so as you can tell, we have a lot of experts in the space, and the topic is luxury outdoor living, and that means a lot of different things to a lot of people. So what I want to ask the panelists is, what exactly does luxury outdoor living mean to you, and how has it evolved over the years?
Yeah, I can start. Well, I think the term itself, outdoor luxury, evolved dramatically over the years. And I think it's safe to say that we moved far beyond just having a couple of chairs and a simple patio outside. But like in 2025, the way I see it is outdoor luxury is not just a trend, it's so much more. I feel like it's a fundamental shift of how we see homes and lifestyles. It's about blurring the lines between indoor and outdoor. It's an extension of the home. It's not an afterthought anymore, thank goodness. So it's like designing the space that is personalized to our clients' needs and desires. And the ultimate luxury for us is when our client actually feels heard, they feel understood, and they have a place that they love that is uniquely their own.
Right, yeah, that's great. Daniel?
I agree with all that. And for me, it's just how sophisticated the spaces have gotten, the furniture. And the client is more sophisticated also because they're demanding these things. And I think it's intuitive for all of us for as long as I've been doing it, which is a long time, but I've seen the client sort of evolve and come along especially well. And we've all seen the furniture evolve for
Right.
sure.
Thank you. Erica?
Yeah, I definitely feel it's not only the kind of the products that you're using in that space, it's but how you're using it and how it makes you feel. So especially when the pandemic hit, we were all using the outdoor spaces a lot more. It was like, how do I use my outdoor space for more than just one function? And how does it make me feel? Like you almost want to live your best life outdoors and really feel like you've been taken away to that resort that may be in another country or another climate. And that's truly what makes it feel luxury.
Yeah, so I agree with all that. Glad I'm last because mine's kind of a summary, which what it means to me is opportunity. If you're in the outdoor living industry right now, if you're a designer, builder, retail, you're in the right place at the right time because outdoor living is the trend. Most of our clients coming in our door today are telling us that the outside means more to them than the inside, whether that's residential or it's hospitality. Outdoor living is the trend, and we've seen that grow. In early 2000s, when I first started, I would work for a lot of production home builders, and I would ask them, how do you come up with these budgets for your outdoor living space? And they would say, well, we use 10 to 12% of the cost of the house for the outdoor space. And that's a small budget. That $500,000 home, you're getting 60, 65. Well, you couldn't really achieve luxury outdoor living with those numbers. Today, I've recently asked that question. You can even ask this on ChatGPT, and it will tell you it's more like 25%. So it's doubled. But in the high-end luxury market, we're seeing numbers like 40, 50%. So it's growing. With everything else they said, the bottom line is it's growing, and there's a ton of opportunity.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I think with COVID, not to bring that up necessarily, but that's when it really shifted with our readers and the demand for like having that extra, not as an afterthought, but that space, that outdoor living space, outdoor. And that was the luxury of being at home and making it feel like a resort. So I'm gonna go into a more like material-based question. Like what materials, forms, innovations are you excited about right now? Like, I'm just jump back right with you.
Okay. On the material side, we like some of the large format products that are out there now. Big slabs of porcelain, Decton, even cementitious finishes that come out to be completely monolithic. Something we're excited about. I don't know if anybody on the panel has experience with this, but have you seen the big, thin, flexible stone veneers? They're like, I say them on Instagram. I haven't worked with it yet. Just seen it on Instagram, but if they can get that technology where it looks real and it's durable, we're excited about that one. On the form side, something that's really fun. Architecturally, the swimming pool has always been the epicenter, and there's a wellness component to that. But now wellness is becoming big. Cold plunges, saunas, pickleball courts for recreation, and what that is, that's a value add. So when you're asking somebody to invest in an outdoor space, yeah, you're telling them they can entertain more and their family's gonna enjoy it. But when you can tell them you're also gonna get healthier as a result of your outdoor space. So I'm loving the wellness component. Innovation side, technology, lighting systems. Tucci has some amazing cabanas with motorized louvers and integrated lighting and televisions. So there's a lot of cool tech out there too that's making things more usable, more usable.
I'm loving that. I just did a piece on the wellness component, and I definitely need one of those infrared outdoor saunas, is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I need that in my life. Yeah, well, and Erica, I just actually learned about your lighting system for the umbrellas and the cabanas and everything, the heating and lighting, which I think is great for especially the fall, winter season. So tell us about some of your new materials and products that you're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. So the two things that I was really going to touch on, one of them being integration. So for us, it's not just having an umbrella that's out there during the day. It's something that you can, whether it's umbrella or cabana, at night. So we have integrated lighting, whether it's you're plugging it in just like you would a lamp, or we have battery packs, so you can kind of put your umbrella where you need to in the outdoor space. So extending, the day into the night, but also the heating component. So depending on where you are across the country, if you want to get a little bit more of that outdoor time, we have heaters that are integrated into both our cabanas and our umbrellas as well. And so we just kind of continue to focus on that and figure out ways that we can integrate that in different ways. And going back to the cabana too, like we have automated delivered roofs, and you can plug in your phone, and you can turn lights on and off, you can add TV mounts and fans, and so really create a little wellness spot. So if you want to have yoga during the day and then you want to have a dinner party at night, you're able to kind of use that cabana for multi-function. But also for me, thinking about materials is, sorry to keep plugging Tucci, but to talk about, we have kind of our Lumitique process. So we're all very big on using marine grade aluminum, but we have something that looks like wood, but it's Lumitique, so it gives you that warm wood look and feel without all the maintenance. So there's some people who are true teak enthusiasts, but they're kind of putting their focus towards our Lumitique because they don't have to worry about that maintenance, 5-10 years, which is something for us that's very unique that we've incorporated into just our furniture as well as our products.
Yeah, I love that. And the technology, definitely. Integration, having an outdoor space, like you said, you could turn on a TV and watch the big game while you're outside, and everything controlled by your phone. So one of the things I want to talk about is climate, topography, geography. How does that impact the way you design for your clients? Daniel, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. I'll start on the garden side because we do garden design and installation too. I don't know how many people here garden, but it's it's imperative that you know where your garden, your zone, plants can't live in every climate. So we start there, and then it's a challenge, I will say, increasingly because we have hotter summers, colder winters, ice storms, all these things. It's not easy right now in landscape where we are. But in furniture, you have to also think about we're not near any oceans like you are, so we don't have to deal with salty air, but just heat and humidity and all these things. And so that's another thing that's exciting about the sophistication of outdoor furnishings is the fabrics are so mildew resistant, stain resistant. Everybody continues to make improvements on every material that furniture is made of. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, climate is huge. I think climate is one of our top things we have to think about when we're designing an outdoor living space. And there's a user comfort, shade, sun, things like that that we have to consider. If it's cold, we need the heaters and fire features and things like that. But the bigger part of climate is the wear and tear, the durability and the maintenance, the upkeep. And so as designers, I think we have to keep trying to get better and better at designing a space that stands the test of time. And I think one of the words we use in our firm, we have to use restraint. We have to be careful we don't put too much high maintenance products in the backyard that makes it impractical to take care of. Or if it's in Florida, it rains every afternoon, so we have to design in a way that if it rains at 5 o'clock and the party's at 7 o'clock, how quickly can you even get it clean? And so in the outdoor furniture world, quick dry fabrics, high performance fabrics, I think the rights over there, we're just looking at, Eagle has a product, what's it called? You remember what it's called? Okay, it's a heat that doesn't have any cushion, but it feels like a cushion. And for Florida, that's gonna work perfectly because it's as comfortable as this, but there's absolutely no fabric or foam, and it's gonna quick dry. So that's music to our ears in Florida because it's going to rain and they're gonna have the party 2 hours later. We need it to be dry. So yeah, climate is huge. And geography, yeah, that plays a role, and I think it's different in California than it is in Florida, but we're all outside. And we all have the outdoor elements and all those things. So just, as long as it's at the top of your mind when you're designing, you'll get it right.
Yeah.
It's always funny when you think about climate too, because growing up in the Midwest, you were always worried about snow, rain, whatever. Living in California, I never have a plan B. I don't worry about the shade and the material as much, but it's a huge consideration when you're. Did you want to jump in?
And I think kind of like add on a little bit on what Ryan was talking about, the climate and stuff, right? Like our perspective is like our spaces are going to be 24/7 there, 365 days per year. So we do need to answer those questions like how and when our clients want to use the space, right? So if they want to watch the game when it's pouring rain, okay, how we can accommodate that? Because I'm sure each client will use the same space very differently. So our goal is definitely to figure that out and kind of get to the bottom of it. Because, rain or shine, we still need to perform and accommodate to their needs.
Anything from the material side?
Necessarily for us is kind of just reiterating what they said too, like it's extremely important to like ask those questions too, like how are you using that outdoor space? Maybe somebody in Florida isn't as keen to use heaters as somebody in the Midwest or Canada, and if it's not your first home, it's your second home, buying a protective cover to make sure that you're covering, depending on, you get the snow, or if you're in your salt water, or whatever it may be, so less maintenance is better.
Exactly.
I'll just say one last thing on climate. The more that the manufacturers get this equation right, the bigger our industry can become. Because it has limited us in the years past. Maybe 20 years ago, the reason the budgets were smaller is because we didn't have the materials that were resilient and were user-friendly. And now we do, and so if we can keep getting better and better, our industry can keep growing and growing, and the opportunity for the client to live an outdoor lifestyle gets better and better.
Yeah, I want to jump in there.
Yeah.
Because that's what highlights the difference between, nice and really good outdoor furniture in terms of quality and what's not. And so you have to know those things. With fabrics that are, 100% solution dyed acrylic, it's not the same thing as some lesser polyester that someone's trying to pass off.
So a question I was really excited to ask is, what outdoor living element do you consider timeless? Like for me personally, fire and water features, right? I think no matter the scale of a project, someone's probably going to ask for a fire table.
Well, I would say water, right? Shocker. Absolutely. But obviously, water as a design element has been used like for thousands of years. Courtyards and gardens have seen beautiful features. But like the way I see like water and how it engages all the senses, that it's becoming almost like a living element in your space. So you can have static design, but something dynamic happening in the outer space. So yeah, it's a powerful tool that can shape the mood of the space itself, and I think that's what makes it very functional but timeless at the same time.
Yeah.
I totally agree. You can't have an outdoor living space without the surface and the furniture, but after that, water would be my favorite and timeless element. And it brings the space to life, whether anyone's there or not, or you're just passing through. People ask us all the time, should we cover our pool? I'm like, your pool is gross. Why don't you look outside? Ugly cover.
Totally agree.
Got a $100,000 found to look at.
Love that. Anyone?
Well, earth, fire, water.
Right,
That's 3 elements of life. And you can blend those correctly, you got it.
I didn't put this on the list, but I just want to ask, at least from the pool design sector, what designs do you think are timeless? Like years ago, it was kidney shaped pool, or, and I know this is, but like,
Anything but that.
anything but that, exactly, yeah. Like the linear, like,
Depends on the customer, the architecture of the home, the client's personality. So I don't know if, I mean, the architecture is based on the architecture of the home usually.
Yeah.
I think that, there's material, glass tile, mosaics, and there's things like that so I think most of the time this element we're going to bring in
materials, yeah.
I definitely agree with Ryan, especially on the point that it all depends on the client. But I would say, like, kind of a bigger picture, I would say timeless design is intentional. So, and that's something like when you just cross all your why putting this material or that, why adding this feature or that. So it's just kind of like always have the purpose, so the space really flows and works for our clients.
Perfect.
And from a design side, yeah, consider it all very carefully together. I've always been amazed that someone will buy, a French country house and then want this kidney-shaped, natural pond in the background. It doesn't really flow.
Right.
And I'm a total traditionalist with the rectangle rule. That's the only shade for me.
Okay, so Erica, if you were to design your ultimate outdoor living space, what would it look like? What would it feel like?
So I'm going to start with shade. And I currently moved into my first ever house, and so I finally have like a small little outdoor shade. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, what, when you're talking to other clients, what could I do with that space? It is starting with the umbrella, so I have to start there. But it's being very thoughtful about the materials that I'm using as well, because even though I preach that everybody should be outside and use their outdoor furniture, I don't go out there often. And so it's just making sure that it's something that's going to withstand the test of time. It can, be affected by the salt water that's in the air. It's very low maintenance for me. I can keep it quick and clean. So, maybe it's like a sofa and a few chairs, because I want to have people over and entertain me in a small little fire pit and an umbrella over it. And so that's kind of like my ideal space.
That's right. I love it. Ryan.
Yes, this is a good question because it changes. I think depending what chapter of life you're in, your outdoor living space is going to be different, just like your home may be different. My last home, 15 years ago, we built an outdoor living space, and it was designed around a family with 3 young boys. It was very much the resort style, a backyard, large pool, spa, big outdoor kitchen, because a barbecue was a big part of every Saturday. Although we still wanted some cabanas and things. My wife and I would lay out by the pool and hang out. But it was very much a friendly, don't allow my staff to use this word, but staycation. It was much more convenient to stay home when kids were those ages than it was to travel. And so we wanted a mini resort in the backyard. But now we're in a different chapter. Our kids are either grown or they're driving and they don't want to hang out with us on the weekends.
Really?
No. And so now, yeah, the design is changing. We're in the design process right now, actually. Much more sleek, much more modern, much more clean lines. The wellness component is a big part of what we're doing. All that is there. And then, the outdoor kitchen, we don't need a big outdoor kitchen anymore. We'll maybe grill once in a while, but it's not going to be the big barbecue like we did anymore. It's going to be more about nighttime entertainment, so a bar, refrigerator, ice maker, all of that's important. And of course, for the nighttime side of things, yes, we will want lighting and audio-visual systems and things like that. But I'd say the vibe is what's good. It's not going to be a family-friendly vibe. It's going to be a modern, chic, Four Seasons vibe
Can't wait to check it
rather
out.
than Disney.
Sounds amazing. Anybody else?
No, I mean, I think I agree also with Ryan on like every stage of your life that calls for different functions. So I like, looking at the space, so it's multifunctional. So wherever you kind of move for, you have the space for it to do. And I would definitely have a pool first.
Of course.
Fun fact, I do not like swimming, but I'm
Really?
because again, you're going back to the timeless element, right? Having water as a focal point or just listening to the drinking water, it's just so soothing and just good for your wellness.
Yeah,
And a part
that's
of it.
really, definitely. Yeah, big fan of water and fire and all that. So, Daniel, what advice do you have for homeowners who are looking to elevate their outdoor living spaces?
Hire a professional.
Yes.
And if you're building a house, call them the same day you call your architect. And if you're a designer and build that team, don't wait till the last minute when the house is, you think you're gonna move in 2 months and have a pool and a gorgeous garden. It's just not possible. But I always tell people, start right at the hub of your home and work outward in, concentric circles. If it's too far away and you don't have a series of sort of reasons to get there, you're never gonna go use that space. So start close, build out, and
Yeah, very key points. Working together as a team, like starting from the beginning. That's one thing I hear over and over again. Someone comes in to design the outdoor living space, and you don't have that seamless integration from in and out.
It's critical at every level. They all have to jive personality-wise, it all needs to jive design-wise. It all takes a long time, so it's not realistic to hire a garden designer or someone too late in the game, even though we still get the short end of the budget usually because it's spent already. But yeah, that's just so critical, and there's no reason not to think about it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I would just drive your point home, which is hire a professional designer. And go a little further and say, don't do it yourself, and don't go straight to a contractor. A design build contractor is okay, we're a design build contractor, but qualify what that means at that firm. Do they employ professional designers? Because to everything you're describing about the integration and all that, you have to have experience, you have to be a professional designer. So one, know that, and then two, now start to qualify them. This question that came up about climate, I think is a great one. You want to qualify a designer? Ask them, what climate considerations are you putting into this design? And hopefully they will tell you some of the mistakes they've made and how they overcame that. So there's a lot of creative ways, but professional design, it starts there. Yes, the contractor is important, no doubt about that, but you can't even get to that step unless you work with a professional designer. And be willing to pay for that. In our industry, there's a lot of clients that don't think they should pay for outdoor living design because the whole guys and the landscape guys are giving it away for free. And so what I tell them is, well, then you're going to get what you pay for. So
Very good point.
you need professional design, be willing to pay for it, and these are the savings and all the efficiencies we're going to build in there for you.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously invest in quality and kind of do that ahead of time. And like not only hire a designer, but make sure that you master plan your space like from the beginning. Even if you don't have an intention to build it all at the same time, and you can phase out some portions, but at least have that big picture from the beginning. I think it's a game changer, because then again it becomes an afterthought, and you try to work with what you already have, which happens, but if you can avoid it, I think that's kind of might be advice for sure.
Yeah, thank you. So I wanted to ask one more question, and then I wanted to see if anybody else has questions for us. But I wanted to ask, in a few words, what do you see as the future of outdoor living design?
I'll keep it simple, intentional, holistic, and personal.
I've heard intentional a lot today. So,
One of my favorite.
yes, and Dan.
Well, I'll go back to something you said earlier. I just think it's the sky's the limit for the industry as a whole. Because finally, the population, the public are, and not just on the coast, but in Middle America, everybody's on board, everyone understands the importance of it from a quality of life standpoint, but now wellness, which neuroaesthetics, if anybody has heard of that, I'm a very new student of neuroaesthetics, but it's huge, it's going to change everything in our lives, and I just think the sky's the limit.
What is neurostatics? I'm sorry.
So
Enlighten us.
now they can prove with science that beauty improves our health. And so as designers, the way it's being before, as designers, then we're affecting people's health. And again, I'm a very new student. There's a course you can take, Science and Design. It's the name of the foundation or organization, but it's now we can go to our clients and say, but this is not just through extra luxury. This is important. It matters to how you live and how long you live.
I mean, it makes sense. You design your space to feel relaxed or comfortable, and that would in turn.
Yeah, everyone here knows that, and we always have, but we haven't had the language or the science to back it up to argue that point with, someone who doesn't.
Well, I think we all learned something today. That's a new one for me. New word. Thank you, enlightening. How about you?
I think for me, the word that I keep coming back to is integration, and that could be a couple different things, whether it's integrating your indoor-outdoor space so that they just kind of blend to be one, but it's integrating to continue to use that outdoor space in your everyday life, and it's technology as well. So the integration of all the technology, I mean, as AI becomes more of a thing, and just thinking about how you can connect things back to your home and make it easier for you by the touch of a button, are all things that I think of when I think about the future.
Thank you. Ryan?
That's back to my original point about opportunity. Innovation is there's still so much room to grow with innovation. The outdoor furniture, I think, is getting better and better every year for the climate situation. So yeah, there's a huge opportunity in this space So if you love innovation, if you love building a great business, right place, right time.
Perfect, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for us? There has to be.
You were thorough.
That's great.
How do y'all feel about artificial landscaping versus real life landscaping?
Like turf and plants.
Yes.
So I won't be able to accept plants probably. I have come around on turf, but I have very strict parameters of how it's used. It has to be right angles, it has to be level, and it cannot be too close to real genuine grass. My stipulations. But otherwise, it's very practical. It can look extremely lifelike, so I understand why.
But it has its limitations.
Yeah, and especially again in Middle America, Arkansas, Tennessee, it's not that common like it would be in Las Vegas. My friends, his entire neighborhood is done turf, and it's beautiful, but they kind of make sense there, and it's more often legally required.
Yeah, I see it a lot in California. Water restrictions usually.
Yeah, I think it helps with the climate issue from a durability standpoint. So I'm not saying anything. Years ago, faux anything was out, but turf, it's just with the innovation, it's getting better and better, more realistic. We're doing faux live walls. There's a product, Vistafolia, out of the UK that's amazing, and I've not had one client yet that has regretted it. It's a really cool product, and it can go outside in the UV rate, the UV sun, it can take the wind, the rain, extremely durable, and it has that green texture. I'm with you, plants and the landscaping, we're not there yet with technology, but some of these other things, as that technology gets better, I'll be more open to it.
Yeah. Thank you.